Hi, today I will show you how I made my pond area go from this to this, and my pond warrior from this to this. But let me start from the beginning. Here's my little oasis with a small dug-in plastic container that I call a pond, with hideous pink shed behind it. As you can see, my pond has not done fantastic since last winter. Water is super murky, but at least it is well protected by Bob the Hedgehog and Bob the Tortoise. Last summer, I came into possession of some fancy goldfish fry. Unfortunately, only 4 or 5 made it over the winter. They are the only inhabitants here among some snails, or so I thought. More on that later in the video. My camera didn't want to focus here. Here's a closer look at one of the bobs and a surprise visit by Frederick. He doesn't like to be touched on camera. Plants here are just coming out of a hibernation. Nearly everything that you can see here has been left outside for the winter. They definitely deserve a tidy up. These here are just a few things that I picked up for this project for today. A solar pump and some ornamental bark to give this back garden a facelift. These guys look very sad, but ferns are doing well. Let me show you a solar panel for the pump that I have been using for the past couple of years. As you can see, it has had a very rough life, but it still kinda works, so I will leave it for now. Let me give you a closer look at this pond. It's about a 90-liter plastic tub that I got from a local Lidl. I think that it's more or less 50 centimeters deep. To be honest, I cannot really remember anymore. But here in Ireland, we have very mild winters, so I never really have to worry about pond freezing over, although I would love to build a little greenhouse for it, for the winter months. Mostly just to keep it from rain overfilling it, and extra protection for fish from water freezing over. Here I had a brilliant idea to whip out a GoPro so we could really dive deep into this project. As you can see, the water is very brown. It usually becomes dark green later in the year when it starts to get more direct sunlight throughout the day. And this is where a bog filter, or otherwise known as a wetlands filter, will come in handy. This is what I'm planning on using to make my own bog filter. A planter without a hole at the bottom that I found in a local garden center. It holds about 10 liters of water. You should aim for your bog filter to be at least 10% of your pond volume, so this should be perfect for my little water hole. These are the materials that I will be using. A cheap brass tap from Amazon, bulkhead fittings, biomedia, hose fittings, PVC pipes as risers, a saw, various pumps fittings, a hose, and some egg crates. Here I will try to make room for my bog filter. I will find slugs and regret that I didn't put the gloves on, and will also get my sleeve wet. After I marked a hole for the top, I got rewarded by a surprise supervisor visit. Here I was happy because I had a tool for the job for once, the correct size hole drill attachment. But I quickly realized that I don't have the tool to mount it onto the drill, so I had to sand down the hole into the correct size. Which worked okay. I quickly became distracted by chunky slug and a few goldfish hanging out at the surface. I had to check if the new solar pump will be strong enough to power this filter. I think that it was rated at about 108 liters per hour, but I wasn't sure how much sun does it need to achieve that, but it seemed to be plenty strong for the job. pump was slowly filling up the tub, which is okay, you don't want fast flow through your bog filter, although I didn't quite realize that water was this brown. I quickly ran into an issue where the tap wasn't letting enough water through and it was forcing the pot to overflow. Yup. At least the ball valve was working fantastic. I had to remove the tap and hollow out all the internal components and drill out a bigger hole inside for the water to pass through better. I had some accurate mesh material lying around, so I decided to cut it into shape to create a hollow area for all the gunk to accumulate. It will sit on PVC pipes to lift it off the bottom. So it's time to assemble the filter. Here's what I will be using: large flat rocks, lacquer balls, CK matrix, and fine gravel. Satisfying assembly montage in 3, 2, 1, go. After washing down the gravel, here come plants. I'm not sure which plants I used, beside an iris and a strawberry. I will include a few photos of the labels. And that's me done for the day. And here it is the next day. I probably couldn't be happier about the way the stuff worked out in this filter. The sound it creates is just mega. Plants did alright overnight. I'm not even sure what I expected that might happen to them, but it will be interesting to see how this works out long term. Also, a bird pooped on my solar panel. And I got another plant from my pond from not so local garden center. Overall, everything is looking okay, but let's have a look what's underwater. And water has become noticeably less brown and more green. I can only presume that brown tin was hiding an algae bloom, although I'm not sure if bog filters has already helped or is it just a coincidence. But I'll take any W I can get. I also got distracted by this little dude. Time has come to free this pond from all the debris that it has accumulated over the last couple of years. Here's where I found the unexpected inhabitants. And here they are. I found them. So what I found here is a thriving population of something that resembles a woodlice, but a lot more disgusting and creepy looking. I was worried at first, but since then I have found out that they are called warlouse, and apparently they are beneficial detritivores, a welcome addition to the pond. But after that shocking discovery, I didn't really want my hands anywhere near close to that pond worry. So I decided to take a break and do a little bit of landscaping. Fresh ornamental bark gives a nice facelift for not a lot of money. Here I decided that rake is good, but hands are better. I used 3 bags in total, and it seemed to be enough for this little area. So this is how everything is looking where after I finished. I have to admit, it doesn't look too shabby. So the time has finally come to give this eyesore a lick of paint. I have been waiting for a very long time to do it. I thought that I'm being very clever, paying premium for a 1 coat paint, but it still took me 3 coats to hide that hideous pink under that lovely brown. You may also think that this video is sped up, but in fact, this is my normal manual labor speed. Don't worry, you won't have to watch 3 coats of this. Bob's immediate reaction was that he's loving this new and improved oasis. I have bits and pieces of succulents and other plants scattered around, but I'm still waiting for better weather to hit so they could start growing and take over the rocks. So far, the spring has been very mild. The water is absolutely filthy here after my cleanup job, but I didn't want to clean it 100%. This will make sure that the bog filter will be well seeded with sediment that will help the beneficial bacteria to start growing quicker, and I'm sure that the plants will be loving all of this food as well. I will leave this be for a week before I come back to it.
1 week later.
So here we go. A week has passed. First thing that you will probably notice is that plants have grown a bit. We were hit with a week of very good weather here in Ireland. And the second thing you will notice is that water in the pond has become crystal clear. The bog filter is chugging along nicely and all the plants seem to be doing great. Not much growth in them yet, but I'm sure that they will need a little more time to acclimate. have also purchased a few more succulents, and hope is that slugs won't like them. Everything else look great. I have left some moss in the splash zone. They should look nice once they start to take over the area. One thing that I'm not too happy about is the pipe coming from pump to the bog filter. I should have done a better job, but now I will have more content for my next video. Let's whip out the GoPro once more and bask in the glory in the success of this bog filters project. I could not have expected a better result, and this was not the most cost effective way I could have done it, but I wanted to go ahead regardless, just to see if this will work as well as people rave about them on the World Wide Web. I can confidently say that this is the type of filtration that I will be using once I'm ready to upgrade my pond to something bigger. I still can't believe how clear the water has become. So there's that, guys. I will keep this short and sweet. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and in the next one I will be buying a shark.